them take no more of our freedoms from us every day. They want to come into our homes and take our guns and faith away. Oh, they're insane. Oh, they keep pushing their lies on us every way. If you come for my family, then there's gonna be hell to pay. These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Ticking time bomb, stop, drop, roll. Finger on the button, who's got control? Weaponize the news every time I scroll. Come for my guns, but I lock and load. Prime from my hands when I go cold. Pray to the Lord, but they want your soul. They gonna have problems if they come to my home. Till they get my message, I'ma say it slow. Scrolling through the news, anxiety, it starts to hit me. Bible by my pistol by my whiskey. Politicking just to trick me. If you want it, come and get me. But if you sliding through that door, it's a Sammy. Fight for the stripes, but the blood still dripping to the grave, all waving and the flag still whipping. They want my liberty, they won't strip it. They want my land, they won't get it. My grandfather's blue collar's dirty and frayed, cause he keeps rolling in his grave for what they did to this place.
These colors don't run, and neither do I. We come from a long line of fighting this fight. This flag's gonna fly when it's all said and done. These colors don't run. No, these colors don't run. These colors don't run.
Hey everyone, good to see each and every one of you. Hope y'all had a blessed day. Thankful that Chris made it through. Praise the Lord. Baby brother, I hope you're feeling okay. Let me see. Let me start. Hey, Darlene, good to see you. Hey, Jeff and Terry, my brothers, my big brothers, good to see y'all. Christopher, baby brother, good to see you. Now you better be good, because you know who's watching. No thievery tonight. You better be on your best behavior. Tracy, good to see you. Love you. Gator Girl, good to see you. Love you. Hope everyone is doing well. And I got a praise report. It's raining here. Yes, praise the Lord. My flowers is all dried up. So hopefully it's like a steady rain. So hopefully they will soak it in and it's going to be okay. Hey, Susan. Good to see you on Rumble and BitBot. Love y'all. And Susan said, keep everyone in the path of the bad weather in our prayers. Tornadoes in Mississippi. I believe that's what it is. So, let me see. I do have one announcement. I mean, I don't have Facebook, but I know a few that does. And I told Betty I would let y'all know. And the ones that rewatches the replay will hear it. But her Facebook account got hacked. And somebody's been posting messages and things like that. Please do not answer any messages or accept any friend requests from her until she gives us the clear. Because y'all know she stepped away from social media for a while now. After the corner, she stepped away for a while. The only thing that she uses is YouTube to keep up with us. She has to keep her eye on her family. So please, she wants y'all to know that she's going to delete it completely. And don't accept any friend requests or anything from any accounts. And she's okay. She's just been busy with her family. Her sister-in-law, hasn't passed away or anything. But please keep them in your prayers. And her brother-in-law, he's still not doing well, but keep them and her son Aaron in your prayers. And I think I wrote it down because I got some timers. I think I covered it all pretty well. I think I got this. I got, yep. If anybody sees her Facebook account floating around and get messages or posts or anything, just report it because she hasn't used it. She doesn't use X anymore. I mean, she doesn't use any social media other than she did get on Rumble a couple of times and YouTube. That's about the only two that she gets on. So just keep in mind if anybody sends you a friend request or anything, just ignore it because she said she thought she had deleted it. And I said, well, I think it's still somebody's got it because they posted that your sister-in-law passed away. I said, and I know you would have let me know. You wouldn't want me to hear it from other people. And she said, yeah. She says, I haven't been on Facebook. And I said, well, okay, I'll let the family know that. The ones that has Facebook to be careful. So, y'all be careful. I don't have Facebook, praise the Lord. They banned me, so I don't have to worry with it. So that announcement's over with. Let me see. Now with Christopher. Christopher, I'm so glad that you done great and you're up and trying to instigate here. I'm glad. We told you God had his hands on you, that everything was going to be all right. Just keep Betty and Steve and Aaron and her brother-in-law in your prayers, please. Remember Dee from when he had surgery. He was still sore. Keep him in your prayers that he has complete healing. And Goldie, that she doesn't have to have surgery, that God heals her. And Dee's dad. Remember Teacup. Teacup, if you're watching, I love you. I miss you. And me and Darlene's about to call you doctor. They still haven't set her up an appointment to get her other eye fixed. So just keep her in your prayers, please. And Darlene and Bonnie, keep them and their families in your prayers. Both Cindy's and Mel in your prayers. And their family and friends. Keep Santa in your prayers. Jared and Julius, keep them in your prayers that God gives them complete healing and recovery, speedy recovery. And keep Chris in your prayers that God completely heals him and he's gonna be all right. We know that. And keep Carrie in your prayers for his health. Keep Gator Girl in your prayers for a apartment or house that is coming very soon, because I trust and believe. I know God's working, and you're going to have your place, Gator Girl. I know it. I feel it. And I love you, and you deserve a place that you can relax and enjoy and not have stress. You deserve it for all that you do. And keep Tina B in your prayers, that God wraps his arms around her and gives her peace and comfort. And if you would you say a little prayer for my dad? It's starting to affect him a little bit. He's getting where he doesn't want to eat because he gets nauseous, which I'm a good one to talk about trying to make somebody eat. So I'll leave that to my uncle. My uncle is handling that. And today is my 1-year anniversary from my stem cell replacement therapy. So Friday, we will see. Tick tock, tick tock. I love you, Gator Girl. So at the end of the stream, the outgoing outro is going to be a little bit different. Danny said I could use it, but it's really the video I made for him of before I got sick, 4-wheeling. So you'll see me in there a couple of times. I'm the only girl. So, and so that's going to be, y'all won't be able to see me, but y'all will know which one's me. So let's get to, hey SL20, good to see ya. Love you. So let's get to a little bit of news and a little bit of fun since I got all the reporting done, I think. Hey Mel, good to see you. Love you. Because tonight will be the only night that y'all will get to see it because it's my anniversary. Now me and Chris will have an anniversary together. The day they did my surgery and the day they did his surgery. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Which one do I want to do? I know some of these I'm going to have to show tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to show Gutfield here because he nailed it again. I got to give him praise when he nails it. So here's Gutfield. Yeah, we'll see. He's fired up again.
So, a D.C. judge just apologized to Trump's wannabe assassin because his conditions in jail were too harsh. Cole Allen was arrested, charged, and placed in temporary suicide watch in a padded cell. Pretty fair for a guy charged with trying to kill the sitting president. But his judge, Zaya Faruqi, complained, saying that some Jan 6 defendants were treated better. In fact, it was so inhumane to Cole, the judge said, at a minimum, I should be apologizing to him. We're obligated to make sure he's taken care of. Mr. Allen, I'm very troubled by what you've been subjected to. I'm sorry. Whatever you've been through, I apologize. So the judge apologized not once, not twice, but 3 times. And not to a victim, not to the public, not even to the concept of law and order, which, by the way, has been on life support longer than CNN. Nope, he apologized to the guy with the shotgun and the knives. But this is where we are. A judge saying, hey, sorry this whole justice system thing is happening to you. My bad. Here I thought judges are supposed to be neutral. That's the whole gig. You wear the robe, you keep your opinions to yourself, and you don't turn the courtroom into a support group for Assassins Anonymous. Allen's lawyers also said officials watching Allen in prison contributed to excessive restrictions on his liberty. Excessive restrictions on liberty? The guy's in jail. Sorry, there's no egg and spoon races or friendship bracelet making in jails. But this is the trend where the system has shifted from accountability to acceptance and even encouragement of violence. This is our criminal justice system now. Lefty prosecutors decline cases, judges minimize consequences, and if you're a victim, good luck. Maybe we'll get to you if you haven't bled to death or limped to a red state. And the media is just as bad. The LA Times romanticizing the D.C. shooter, calling his road to violence a journey from young athlete to accused gunman, during which he organized Bible discussions, as well as the fencing team and the Nerf Club. Wow, sounds like the perfect guy to bring home to your parents right before he blows their heads off for supporting Trump. But these judges are the worst, until you hear about the Democrat lawmakers. In New York, they're pushing bills that would let murderers get early parole after they've turned 55 and served 15 years, regardless of their crimes, freeing the worst ghouls, like the John Lennon assassin and Son of Sam. And it's already happening in California. So I'm wondering, why such sympathy for the devil? Why the love for assassins, thugs, and murderers? It's not like the left is losing power. They won elections in Seattle and New York, and they did so without violence. And when you look at the so-called assassins, they aren't desperate have-nots. The latest douchebag was from a good family. The same for the guy who wanted to kill Judge Kavanaugh. And of course, there's Luigi and the leftists who started the Palisades fires. These are not people living in squalor. These are people who decided their mission is to take out political opponents. And it's a role that is accepted, even admired by a large faction of the left. You can thank the narrative created by the media and Democrats in which Trump is seen as an existential threat, and the only way to stop it is by removing him or anyone in his circle, and by any means necessary. What you're seeing now is strategic, the removal of pieces from a chessboard. And when the killer reads the room, he will enlist and then is elevated to hero status. So it's not just the killers who are responsible, it's the people like the judge who softened the horror. But who am I to judge? I'm normal. Welcome.
So he nailed it. Thank you, Susan. And it's helped Winnie. Chris, we're getting anniversary wishes over here on Rumble for our surgeries dates. You're right, Gator Girl. Where was all the concern for our J6ers? That's what I'd like to know. Right here, they break it down. They mentioned the J6ers in this news clip.
Appearing in court. The hearing has just wrapped, we are told, and at one point the judge apologized to Cole Allen. Chief Washington correspondent Mike Emanuel is right outside the courthouse to answer why that possibly was. Mike?
Yes, Sandra, good afternoon to you. Judge Zia Faraqui apologized to suspect Cole Allen for the treatment he's received so far while he's been behind bars. He's been put on suicide watch by the Department of Corrections, and the judge was asking why. An attorney for the government said that he was put on suicide watch because he told FBI agents the night of the White House Correspondents' Dinner attack that he didn't expect to survive, and his language suggested that he really was not expecting to survive his trip to Washington, D.C., and the ultimate incident where he allegedly showed up with a weapon to try and assassinate President Trump. He's been charged with that crime, but the judge very concerned about his constitutional rights, saying the defendant has requested a Bible, has requested meetings with his legal team, and that has not been allowed. He's been put in restrictive 24-hour lockup with no windows in a padded room without an opportunity to get out for recreation. And so the judge making it clear to the Department of Corrections that he wants answers by tomorrow morning about exactly what the housing determination will be made for the suspect in this case, out of grave concern about his constitutional rights, and that apology issued near the end of the hearing. And so quite a moment just moments ago in federal court. Bottom line, the Department of Corrections said they wanted to make sure that he survived, that this is a high-profile case, and all involved acknowledged it is a high-profile case. But again, the judge concerned about the treatment he's gotten since he was arrested after the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting incident. Sandra, back to you.
A lot of people might be shocked by that.
The judge apologized to this guy who's a killer, who, if he had gotten another couple yards, would have sprayed the whole audience in the Correspondents' Center. I mean, would have just sprayed him and killed God knows how many, and then would have marched up and taken a shot over the whole audience at the president? And we're apologizing to this guy? I don't get that.
Seems more concerned about his constitutional rights in some cases than others.
Constitutional rights? Well, all right. Let's bring in constitutional law attorney, my pal Jonathan Turley.
What happened to the
Jonathan, so would you speak to this,
rights?
please? I mean, I guess the prisoners have constitutional rights. The guy's a killer, and God knows what would have happened if we hadn't taken him down. So I don't really think I'm that worried about his housing situation, but you tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong. Not in my eyes, anyway. Okay. Let me get something a little funny here. Let me grab it. Of course, I'm running out of time. That's okay. We'll show rest of them tomorrow. Okay. Here's, Darlene sent this to me, but I had already spotted it because it was so funny. So me and Darlene was thinking along the same lines today. So here is Michael and Barack Obama here. Hint.
Barack, did you see what the president got Melania for Mother's Day?
Well, I'm sure it was something ridiculous. And
did you hear that he accidentally called me Michael again?
Honey, that was a long time ago. I had the same problem. It takes a little getting used to the new name. Anyways, the mug.
A custom mug with nutrition facts on the back, and she loved it. Meanwhile, what did I get? Nothing? Again?
Huh? Michelle, I took you to Bali. I have literally taken you around the world.
And not once in 20 years have you gotten me something personal, something custom, something that says I thought about you for more than 6 seconds at an airport gift shop.
Look, okay, I hear you. And I think what's important here is that we...
Oh, don't you give me a speech, honey. I get enough of those already.
Ooh, that's for me. Since nobody else was going to step up, I ordered myself my own Mother's Day gift.
Got a delivery here for... Michael?
It's Michelle.
That's what I said, Jack. Michael. Right there on the label.
My goodness, Joe, we've talked about this many times.
Hold on. A MAGA mama mug. Ma'am, are you a MAGA mom? Good for you, man. Switching sides. Again.
I am not a... Ooh, honey, get him out of here.
Joe, thank you. Please leave. Okay? Please leave.
Happy Mother's Day, Michael.
Thank you, brother.
Oh, I thought that was cute. Oh, mercy. All right, let me see. Oh. Okay, I'll play one while I get the video after the national anthem and stuff, and that will take my list here down a little bit. Oh no, we still got a minute. I got one here that's short. Let's see. This one is no, I'll just wait because it's funny. It's funny. It's okay. But I hope everyone had a great day. Yes, God does answer prayers, Tracy. Every day. Maybe not, I mean, He answers them on His time, in His time. He knows what we need and when we need it, and He answers. Okay, the longest minute here. Right here. Oh, me, oh, my. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Chris. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you, heroes, for fighting for us. And then we'll do the military soldiers that give the ultimate sacrifice. Rest in peace, heroes.
And memories, photographs and ground, there was no fear in his eyes. They'll bury him before they bury his bride.
Yeah, this is for my people that are fighting.
Okay, now for the lives that was stolen by the illegal immigrants. Rest in peace, angels.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? Yeah, 'cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you'll dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing and the angels quiet, and I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you've arrived. So tell me, what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you'll dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing and the angels quiet, and I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you've arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing and the angels quiet, and I hope the angels know what they have. I'll bet it's so nice up in heaven since you've arrived. Since you've arrived.
Keep trusting God. Rest in peace, angels. Praying that God comforts each and every family member. Hey, Priscilla, good to see ya. Love ya. Okay, I'm going to play Scotty here. He's telling on me a little bit here. He's probably telling on a lot of us down this way. But listen to him while I grab Job. Here we go.
You know, when a woman down here says I'm fine, she ain't. That ain't peace. That's a warning. See, when she says I'm fine, what she really means is I've been thinking about what you said 4 days ago, and I'm being quiet on purpose. She don't need answers. She just needs you to read the energy in the room, decode her tone, and then go do the dishes like your life depends on it. And don't try to argue about it. If you ask her, are you sure? And she says, I said I'm fine. You just made it worse. The second fine's always got heat on it. She might still make you a plate, and she might still fold your laundry, but she's gonna be folding it like she's mad at the shirt. And if she hits you with the combo, I'm fine, do whatever you want. Go ahead and cancel your weekend plans, buddy, because you ain't going nowhere except to the hardware store with her daddy. And if she adds a have fun in there, you better not have fun. You better come home talking about how boring it was and how you missed her the whole time. Southern women don't need volume to be dangerous. They can ruin your whole week with a quiet And if they ever say nothing's wrong with a smile, well, that's how horror movies start.
Oh, bless them. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna think this is funny. I clicked on Joel, so I got to go and get Job. Let me see. Where are you, Job? There you are. Sorry.
Book of Job. It's a profound and very unique book in the Bible for lots of reasons. The story is set in a very obscure land that's far away from Israel, Uz. The main character, Job, he's not even an Israelite, and the author, who's anonymous, doesn't even set the story in any clear period of ancient history. This all seems intentional, though. It's like the author doesn't want us to be distracted by historical questions, but rather to focus simply on the story of Job and on the questions raised by his experience of suffering. The book of Job has a very clear literary design. It opens and closes with a short narrative prologue and then an epilogue. And then the central body of the book is dense Hebrew poetry, representing conversations between Job and 4 dialogue partners called the Friends. These conversations are then concluded by a series of poetic speeches given by God to Job. Let's dive in and we'll just see how it works together. The prologue introduces us to Job, and we're told that he's a blameless, upright man who honors God. He's a super good guy. And then all of a sudden, we're transported into the heavenly realms, and God is holding court with his staff team. It's a very common image in the Old Testament describing how God runs the world. And among the heavenly beings is a figure called the Satan, which in Hebrew means the accuser or the prosecutor. And it's like we're watching a court scene. God presents Job as a truly righteous man, and then the accuser challenges God's policy of rewarding righteous people like Job. He says, the only reason Job obeys you is because you bless him with prosperity. Let Job suffer, then we'll see how righteous he actually is. And then God agrees to let the accuser inflict suffering on Job. Now, it's at this point in the story that most of us go, what? Why did God do that? And then we assume
Tracy,
that this book is going to
you
answer
got
that
it.
question, why God allows good people to suffer.
Just
but as you read
kidding.
on, the book doesn't answer that question. Nothing in the book ever answers that question. The prologue is setting up the real questions this book is trying to get at. Questions about God's justice and whether God operates the universe according to the strict principle of justice. And the response to those questions comes as you read through to the end of the book, not at the beginning. The ultimate reason for Job's suffering is simply never revealed. So the prologue concludes with a suffering and bewildered Job who's rebuked by his wife, and he's approached by 3 friends who are going to try and provide wisdom and counsel. Their names are Eliphaz, the Temanite, Bildad, the Shuhite, and Zophar, the Naamathite. They're all non-Israelites like Job. And they represent the best of ancient Near Eastern thinking about God and suffering and the human condition, and this moves us into the main part of the book. First, Job speaks. And this is how this section of the book works. First, Job is going to speak, and then they'll follow a response from a friend. Then Job will respond to that friend. Then another friend will respond to Job's response, and so on back and forth for 3 cycles. And this whole debate is focused on 3 questions. Is God truly just in character? And does God run the universe on the strict principle of justice? And if so, then how is Job's suffering to be explained? As we're going to see, Job and the friends, they're working from a huge assumption about what God's justice ought to look like in the world. Namely, that every single thing that happens in the universe should operate according to the strict principle of justice. So if you're a wise, good person and you honor God, good things will happen to you. God will reward you. But if you're evil and stupid and do sinful things, bad things will happen to you. God will punish you. Now, Job's constant argument throughout his speeches is this. First of all, that he's innocent, and so the implication of that is that his suffering is not a divine punishment. Now, we know from the prologue, both of these things are true. Remember, God himself said, Job is righteous and blameless. And so Job concludes his argument by accusing God. God either doesn't run the world according to justice, or even worse, God himself is simply unjust. The friends, on the other hand, they beg to differ. Their argument is that God is just, the implication being that God always runs the world according to justice in this way, and so they conclude by accusing not God, but Job. Job must have done something really, really bad for God to punish him like this. They even start making up possible sins that Job must have committed. Job protests to all of this. In fact, he gets so fed up with the friends that he eventually just gives up on them. He takes up his case directly with God. Now, something to be aware of is that Job, he's on an emotional roller coaster in these poems. He used to think that God is just, but now he can't reconcile that with his suffering. And so in some outbursts, Job, he'll accuse God of being a bully. Once he even declares that God has orchestrated all the injustice in the world. But the moment he utters that thought, he's terrified of it because he wants to hope and believe that God is truly just. Job is all over the place in this section. And so he makes one last statement of his innocence, and then he demands that God show up personally to explain himself. Now, it's at this point that a surprise friend shows up, Elihu the Buzite. Now, he's not an Israelite, but he does have a Hebrew name. And Elihu, he has the same assumption as Job and the friends. He argues that God is just, and that implies that God always operates the universe according to justice. But then Elihu draws a more sophisticated conclusion about why good people suffer. It may not be punishment for sin in the past. God might inflict suffering as a warning to help people avoid sin in the future. Or God might use pain and suffering to build character or to teach people valuable lessons. Elihu doesn't claim to know why Job is suffering, but one thing he is certain of. Job is wrong to accuse God of being unjust. Job doesn't even respond to Elihu, and the dialogues come to a close. It's like the wisdom of the ancients has been spent, and the mystery remains. And then, all of a sudden, God shows up in a whirlwind, and he responds to Job personally. He first responds to Job's accusation that he's unjust and incompetent at running the universe. So God takes Job on a virtual tour of the universe, and he starts asking him all these questions about the order and origins of the cosmos. Was Job ever around when God architected the earth or organized the constellations? Has Job ever commanded the sunrise or controlled the weather? God has his eyes on all of these cosmic details that Job has never even conceived of. Then God starts going into detail describing the grazing habits of mountain goats and how deer give birth, or the feeding patterns of lions and wild donkeys. What's the point of all this? Remember the assumption of Job and his friends about what it looks like for God to run the world according to justice. Underneath that assumption is a deeper one, that Job and his friends have a wide enough perspective on life to make such a claim about how God ought to run the world. And God's response with this virtual tour, it deconstructs all of these assumptions. It first of all shows that the universe is a vast, complex place, and that God has his eyes on all of it, every detail. Job, on the other hand, has only the small horizon of his life experience to draw from. His view of the world is very limited. And so what looks like divine injustice, from Job's point of view, needs to be seen in an infinitely larger context. Job is simply not in a position to make such a huge accusation about God. After the virtual tour, God asks Job if he would like to micromanage the world for a day, according to the strict principle of justice that Job and his friends assume, punishing every evil deed of every person at every moment with precise retribution. The fact is that carrying out justice in a world like ours, it's extremely complex. It's never black and white, like Job and the friends seem to think. Which leads to God's last point. he starts describing these two fantastic creatures, Behemoth and Leviathan, which some people think are poetic depictions of a hippo and a crocodile. But more likely, they refer to well-known creatures from ancient Near Eastern mythology that are used elsewhere in the Bible as symbols of the disorder and danger that exist in God's good world. These creatures, they're not evil. God's actually quite proud of them, but they're not safe either. The point is that God's world is amazing and very good, but it's not perfect or always safe. God's world has order and beauty, but it's also wild and sometimes dangerous, just like these two fantastic creatures. And so we come back to the big question of Job's suffering. Why is there suffering in God's world? Whether it's from earthquakes or wild animals or from other humans, God doesn't explain why. What he says is that we live in an extremely complex, amazing world that at this stage, at least, is not designed to prevent suffering. And that's God's response. Job challenged God's justice. God responds that Job doesn't have sufficient knowledge about our universe to make such a claim. Job demanded a full explanation from God, and what God asked Job for is trust in his wisdom and character. And so, Job responds with humility and repentance. He apologizes for accusing God, and he acknowledges that he's overstepped his bounds. Then all of a sudden, the book concludes with a short epilogue. First, God says that the friends were wrong, that their ideas about God's justice were just too simple, not true to the complexity of the world or God's wisdom. And then God says that Job has spoken rightly about him. Now, this is surprising because it can't apply to everything Job said. I mean, we know Job drew hasty and wrong conclusions, but God still approves of Job's wrestling, how Job came honestly before God with all of his emotion and pain and simply wanted to talk to God himself. And God says that's the right way to process through all of this, through the struggle of prayer. The book concludes with Job having his health, his family, his wealth all restored, not as a reward for good behavior, but simply as a generous gift from God, and that's the end of the book. So the book of Job, it doesn't unlock the puzzle of why bad things happen to good people. Rather, it does invite us to trust God's wisdom when we do encounter suffering, rather than try and figure out the reasons for it. When we search for reasons, we tend to either simplify God like the friends, or like Job, accuse God, but based on limited evidence. And so the book is inviting us to honestly bring our pain and our grief to God and to trust that God actually cares and that he knows what he's doing. And that's what the book of Job is all about.
So, that's what the book of Job is all about. We don't understand, and honestly, I don't believe I would want to understand why things happen the way they do. It's all in God's plan. We just got to trust and believe. He knows, and he's in control. Hey, Party Bonza, good to see ya. Love you, brother. So, now, SL20, you said this is going to be a hard one, and you read it today. It shouldn't be hard because we're learning. We're learning together. That's why I kind of started doing this, because I didn't understand the Bible that well, and it's helping. So, we're learning together. Okay, let me grab the trivia and let's get our trivia on. Here we go.
This video, let's...
Okay. That. Come over here. And do that. Now, y'all ready? Y'all got your snacks. And y'all ready to get this get your trivia on of Job, we got this. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the Bible Quiz. In this video, let's continue to delve into the life of Job, a prominent figure in biblical history, under the theme, God's response to Job's suffering and Job's restoration. In particular, we will focus on the divine encounters between Job and God to
Hey,
explore
Big
God's response to the
Good to
suffering
see ya.
he endured. In addition, we also unravel the deeper meanings behind the questions posed by the Almighty and the remarkable restoration of Job that follows. Join us in this enlightening journey as we navigate through Job's profound story, exploring the intricacies of divine wisdom, human suffering, and the ultimate redemption orchestrated by God. To make your learning process more
I
fun
don't
and
know the
accessible,
answers,
we designed
Tracy.
25
I don't
interactive
look at the
multiple-choice
quiz.
quizzes to enrich your Bible study. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Question 1. What natural context did God speak to Job? A. A storm. B. A fire. C. A drought. D. An earthquake. You get 10 seconds.
Okay, now. It said whirlwind. It doesn't have that up there. So I'm going to go with A storm, because a storm brings up wind. Right?
That sounds right.
Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you think so? I think so.
Nothing
I'm
else
gonna
is a
go-
whirlwind. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Gator Girl coming in hot with an A. Christopher with a B. Party Bunza with an A. Darlene with an A. And Tracy with an A. And Party Bunza says, I'm right. Yes. So I'm going with an A.
All right. Susan with an A. SL20 with an A. I also am going to take A. Straight A's.
Okay, the answer is, but it looks like it would have whirlwind though.
Well, now
That's
it'll show
A,
it.
a storm. Job chapter 38, verse 1. Then the Lord spoke to Job out of the storm. God spoke to Job amidst a powerful storm, highlighting the majestic and awe-inspiring nature of divine communication through the force of
That
nature.
study guide said he came from a whirlwind.
Question 2. What did the Lord tell Job to brace himself like
Somebody's
a man for,
fooling
as
us.
recorded in Job?
Somebody's fooling us. I have to look that up for sure. But the study guide said whirlwind.
Could be a version thing.
Yeah, could be. AI thing.
Chapter 38, verse 3. A. Show him his sin.
It's okay,
B.
Chris.
Bring him into the divine court. C. Prepare to answer his questions. D. Show him the place of knowledge. You get 10 seconds.
Let's see. Ooh. Gator Girl coming in hot with a C. Christopher with a C. Tracy with a C. Darlene with a C. And Party Bunza with a C.
Susan with a C. SL20 with a C. Could be B. And I'm going to go with C.
Okay. The answer is, where'd Priscilla go? I just noticed she ain't put the answer down. Maybe she's busy. It's okay, Christopher. We're learning.
to answer his questions. Job chapter 38 verse 3. Brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you shall answer me. God urged Job to brace himself for a dialogue where he would pose questions. This signifies a moment of introspection and humility, emphasizing Job's need to respond thoughtfully to divine inquiries rather than merely showing him his sin or bringing him into a divine court. What did the Lord's questions reveal about him in Job chapters 38 to 39? A. His authority. B. His power and knowledge. C. His act over the natural.
Is it just me having audio issues, or are you guys hearing that too?
You get 10
I'm
seconds.
hearing popping too. Is it popping? Is it like popping sound?
Yeah, he's kind of stuttering. You never hear the completion of.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's you described it right, but it's kind of like popping, breaking in and out when he's talking. I'm having the same thing. Chet hasn't said anything about it. It may be StreamYard.
Oh, it could be. But yeah, everyone's going with.
We have to suffer with it. They don't hear it, or they would probably have told us. Christopher coming in hot with a D. Party Bonza with a D. Gator Girl with a D. Darlene with a D. And Tracy coming in hot with a D.
All right, so Darlene and Tracy are also hearing a little bit of the stutter. That's so. We'll get through it.
It's not my phone. I'm not using my phone, Christopher. Thank you very much.
Susan with a D, SL20 with a D, and I also with a D.
Okay, the answer is. Or you think it's Spectrum since it started raining?
Gosh, I hope not.
Me neither. Somebody will have to
That's
recognize
B.
it.
All of the above. Job chapters 38 to 39. God's questions reveal his authority, power, knowledge, and absolute control over the natural world. Through inquiries about creation and creatures, God asserts his unmatched sovereignty, showcasing a divine presence that encompasses all aspects of existence. Question 4. What did the Lord's questions reveal about Job and human nature in Job chapters 38 to 39? A. Job's lack of faith. B. Insignificance of God's creation. C. Job's superiority over God's wisdom. D. Limitations of man in comparison to God's power and wisdom. You get 10 seconds.
Right?
Say the best for the last.
That's what I'm going with.
Gator Girl with a D. Party Bonza coming in hot with a D. Christopher with a D. Darlene with a D. And Tracy with a D.
Susan with a D, SL20 with a D, and I also am taking D.
Okay. The answer is.
Chris, put the salad away. Yuck.
Oh,
that's
not tonight.
Limitations of man in comparison to God's power and wisdom.
Christopher.
Job chapters 38 to 39. The questions posed by the Lord serve to highlight the vast difference between the wisdom and knowledge of God and the limited understanding of human beings. They demonstrate that human nature is finite and lacks the comprehensive knowledge and understanding possessed by the divine. This serves as a humbling reminder of the limitations of human nature and the need for reliance on the divine wisdom and guidance of the Lord. Question 5. When facing with God's questions, what did Job respond to as recorded in Job chapter 40, verses 3 to 5? A. He saw himself offended. B. He saw himself as unworthy. C. He saw himself as wicked. D. He saw himself as righteous. You get 10 seconds.
Yeah. Bub, beep, bub.
Gator Girl with a B. Tracy coming in hot with a B. Darlene with a B. Party Bunza with a B. And I'm going with a B. Christopher with a B.
Susan with a B. SL20 with a B. I also am taking a B. And real quick, Chris, I like salads actually. Just right, doesn't sound appealing tonight. It's got to have tomatoes in it though. Bacon bits, tomatoes. That's kind of a summer hot weather meal anyway. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Well, around here it is warm.
Oh, that's
Just
true. I'm
your
sorry.
state.
Yeah, it's warm down by Chris too, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's like
he
47
stays in
degrees
the
here.
90s. Okay. Priscilla said maybe D. So here we go. Welcome back, Priscilla. Miss you.
That's B. He saw himself as unworthy. Job chapter 40, verses 3 to 5. Then Job answered the Lord, I am unworthy. How can I reply to you? I put my hand over my mouth. I spoke once, but I have no answer. Twice, but I will say no more. Job humbly acknowledged his unworthiness, realizing he had no adequate response to God's questions.
True
He
party
covered his
bonza.
mouth in reverence, expressing his humility and silence before the Almighty. Ensure you stay connected with us by subscribing. You won't want to miss the awesome quizzes and content we have in store for you. Question 6.
Pause it for just a
After
second.
Job's response, what did the Lord accuse?
I'll make it a long story, Party Bonds. I'll just say this. After basic training, my wisdom teeth were bothering me, and I had to go to do my advanced training for mechanics school on the same post. And they determined, or my dentist determined, that it was a good idea to surgically cut out all 4 of my wisdom teeth at the same time. And they gave me codeine for it. It was nasty. I mean, I took codeine on an empty stomach. I'll never forget that. But the Army doesn't care. They'll give you a couple hours to sleep, actually a couple days, and that was like, get back at it. So, yeah.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. Go
4.
ahead.
Oh,
I'll never forget it.
I guess not.
Here,
Oh,
take these meds. You'll be fine.
you'll be all right.
But you'll be okay, Chris. It's not like the Army. It was a one-man show. One guy in there is cutting stuff out.
Okay.
Job of doing as recorded in Job chapter 40,
sorry for the
verses 8 to
distraction.
14.
No, you're okay.
A. Discrediting his justice. B. Rejecting his wisdom.
Too bad you ain't got no pause
C.
button
Being
over
arrogant of heart. D. Speaking without knowledge. You get 10 seconds.
there. Oh, well, that's good, Christopher.
Good deal, Chris. Yeah, they'll take better care of you there.
We got Gator Girl with an A. Christopher coming in hot with an A. Darlene with an A. Party Bonza with a D. Priscilla. Oh. She's talking to Chris. Okay.
Susan with an A, SL20 with an A, and I'm in learning mode A. Only because D sounds, Party Bonds has got a point. I mean, that almost could be. Go ahead. I don't know.
Aw, Christopher. Well, I'm glad you're feeling amazing. I'm glad. Here we go. Tracy with an A and Priscilla with an A.
SL's right, though. It could be a few of these, actually, reading through the verses. Okay.
That's A,
But he did.
discrediting his justice.
Yeah.
Job chapter 40, verses 8 to 14. Would you discredit my justice? Would you condemn me to justify yourself? God accused Job of potentially discrediting his justice by attempting to justify himself. This emphasizes the importance of recognizing divine justice and avoiding any unintentional undermining of God's righteousness in our attempts to understand our circumstances.
You got it
Question
right, Priscilla.
7.
It was an A.
Which
it was
creation
A.
was mentioned in God's speech as recorded in Job chapter 40? A. Cthulhu. B. Behemoth. C. Leviathan. D. Beelzebub. You get 10 seconds.
Oh, bless him. I'm going Behemoth. God, it's funny. Christopher with a B. Gator Girl with a B. Darlene coming in hot with a B. Tracy with a B.
And over here, we got straight B's. You're still waiting for some, right? Yep.
Yeah, two. I think. Party Bonza with a C.
The review showed both of those, B and C, right? Didn't it show Behemoth and Leviathan as an example? But I don't know, in verse, I think it was B.
It showed both of them. Priscilla says C.
B.
Wait, B.
Priscilla's a B.
Bonza C. Okay,
Yep.
Here we go. Oh, 20th, hurry up.
That's B, Behemoth. Job chapter 40, verses 15 to 24. Look at Behemoth, which I made along with you, and which feeds on grass like an ox. God's mention of Behemoth showcases his power as the creator. It emphasizes his authority over formidable creatures and the entire natural order, illustrating divine supremacy. This underscores God's unmatched ability to shape and govern the intricacies of the world, revealing his omnipotence.
Christopher.
Question 8. What was another creation that was mentioned in God's speech in Job chapter 41?
Okay.
A.
Leviathan. You can have it.
B. Cthulhu.
There we go. A.
C. Beelzebub. D. King Ghidorah. You get 10 seconds.
So it was a chapter split. Okay. 1 and 1 and then the other.
You got it. You got it. You got it. Look at YouTube over here. I got some smart ones over here. We got Party Bonza coming in hot with an A. Darlene with an A. Tracy with an A. Christopher an A.
SL20 with an A. Susan with an A. And I'm going to take A as well. And Priscilla is lagging a little bit. I don't know if you can hit the live. I'm sorry.
I told her we would give her a second. Bitbot said hit the live button and it should catch you up to us. A, she said.
Yep.
So here we go.
That's A, Leviathan. Job chapter 41, verses 1 to 34. Can you pull in Leviathan with a fishhook or tie down its tongue
Love
with
you
a rope?
too.
This passage illustrates
You
God's
feed me and
supreme
love
power
me.
by highlighting the untamed nature of this sea creature. God's mention of Leviathan illustrates his unrivaled power again. The portrayal of this mighty sea creature emphasizes divine authority over creation's most formidable elements, showcasing God's omnipotence in controlling even the untamed forces of nature. Question 9. According to Job chapter 41, verse 11, why did no one have a claim against God? A. Because he was the king of heaven. B. Because he made both Leviathan and Behemoth. C. Because everything under heaven belonged to him. D. Because he could tame Leviathan or Behemoth with just a word. You get 10 seconds.
Boom, chocolate. I'm going with C. Very positive. C. We got Christopher coming in with a C. We got Gator Girl with an A. We got Darlene coming in with a C. We got... Uh-oh, I lost some.
There you go.
Tracy coming in hot with an A. But I believe it's C. Priscilla with a C. And Party Bunza with a C.
All right. Susan, I think you're right the first time. SL20 with a C. Susan with a C. Then an A question mark. We'll stick. You can pick which one you want, but I think you're right the first time. And I'm going with a C.
Okay.
We'll give Susan C.
C. Okay, here we go. We got 2 A's and a C's. C.
That's C, because everything under heaven belongs to him. Job chapter 41, verse 11. Who has a claim against me that I must pay? Everything under heaven belongs to me. This verse highlights his sovereignty and ownership of all creation. Question 10. After listening to God's speeches, what was Job's acknowledgement of God's capabilities as recorded in Job chapter 42? A. God's power was limited in certain areas.
Never.
B. God's knowledge was limited to specific matters. C. God's plans were often obstructed by external forces. D. God could do all things and no purpose of his could be thwarted. You get 10 seconds.
Really?
Okay, we got Gator Girl coming in hot with a D. Christopher with a D. Party Bonza with a D. Darlene with a D. And Tracy with a D.
Susan with a D, SL20 with a D, and I also took D.
And Priscilla is lagging really bad. I don't know how to fix it.
She can refresh, maybe? Yeah, Priscilla, next to on the YouTube screen, next to the speaker icon for volume, if you can click or press on the live, if it's not red, it should catch up for you.
Priscilla with a D. You explain better than me.
That's D. God could do all things, and no purpose of his could be thwarted. Job, chapter 42, verse 2. I know that you can do all things. No purpose of yours can be thwarted. Job, after hearing God's speeches, acknowledged God's unlimited power and sovereignty. He recognized that God can accomplish anything, and no purpose of God could be thwarted or obstructed. Question 11. What did Job
Priscilla.
confess about his previous statements as recorded Job chapter 42? A. He spoke with perfect understanding. B. He intentionally obscured God's plans. C. He spoke without knowledge and understanding. D. He accurately comprehended things too wonderful for anyone to know. You get 10 seconds.
Let's see. We got
Oh, duh. Yeah, right.
Gator Girl with a C. Darlene coming in hot with a C. Christopher with a C. Party Bonza with a C. Priscilla with a C. And I'm taking C. Tracy, did Tracy say? No.
Susan with a C, SL20 with a C. I also have C.
And Tracy has a C.
And Priscilla's back.
Hey, you're back. Yeah, we see you. I see you. Peekaboo.
That's C. He spoke without knowledge and understanding. Job chapter 42, verse 3. You asked, who is this that obscures my plans without knowledge? Surely I spoke of things I did not understand, things too wonderful for me to know. Job confessed that he spoke without knowledge and understanding, acknowledging his limitations and recognizing that he had spoken about things too wonderful and beyond his comprehension. Question 12. According to Job chapter 42, how did Job react to the revelation of God's presence? A. He despised God and refused to repent. B. He demanded an explanation from God. C. He remained unchanged and unrepentant. D. He despised himself and repented in dust and ashes. You get 10 seconds.
Looky at Gator Girl.
Yeah.
Gator Girl coming in with a D. Christopher with a D. Darlene with a D. Tracy coming in hot too with a D. And Priscilla with a D. And Gator Girl said she didn't study or something.
She said she wasn't going to play, right? She was just going to watch.
Yeah, she said because it was, I can't remember. I don't need to say something I don't know. She said something about like that. But she's burning it up.
Yes, SL20 with a D, Susan with a D, and I took D as well.
And Tracy said she hadn't had time to study, and she's burning it up too.
Well, you want to know but let's be honest. They're focusing on the end of the book, which is great because there's so much discussion
Mm-hmm.
between him and his friends that would have been tough. So
Yeah,
good thing.
that's confusing, going back and forth, and getting angry with his friends. And woo, 4 times. I only read it 1 time. Well, I didn't read it. I listened to it. I'm a slacker. Oh, Gator Girl. Sorry.
That's D. He despised himself and repented in dust and ashes. Job chapter 42, verses 5 to 6. My ears had heard of you, but now my eyes have seen you. Therefore I despise myself and repent in dust and ashes. Job's response to God's presence was one of humility and repentance. Realizing his
I know,
finite
Tracy, you was
understanding
really
compared to the
busy.
divine, he despises himself and repents in dust and ashes, demonstrating profound contrition before God. Question 13. Who did God address after he said these things to Job? A. Eliphaz. B. Zophar. C. Bildad. D. Elihu. You get 10 seconds.
Oh, Scott made fun of me when I tried to say the L-U's. He says, Mommy, you sound silly. Elihu. Whatever it is, A.
Well, Elihu. Split it up. Eli, who? Elihu. I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought it said zoo. It's got a Z at the end of it. This. Eli.
Oh, the
Yazoo. Something like that. I don't know. Whatever. But she was laughing at me. Darlene coming in hot with an A. Gator Girl with an A. Party Bonza with an A. Tracy with an A. Priscilla with an A.
Susan with an A. SL20 with an A.
True,
taking
Party
an A.
Bonza. Okay, here we go. Yay, we got it.
That's A. Eliphaz. Job chapter 42, verse 7.
Eliphaz.
After the Lord had said these things to Job, he said to Eliphaz the Temanite, God addresses Eliphaz, expressing displeasure with him and his 2 friends. Question 14. Why was God angry with Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar? A. They failed to comfort Job. B. They spoke the truth about God. C. They misunderstood Job's suffering. D. They didn't speak the truth about God. You get 10 seconds.
Right.
Okay, let's see. Gator Girl with a D. Darlene with a D. Tracy coming in hot with a D. Priscilla with a D. Party Bonza with a D.
SL with a D. Susan with a D. Me with a D.
Let's see, we got D's across. Priscilla, if we're right, you need to dance. Okay, Priscilla.
That's D.
Cut
They
a
didn't
rug.
speak the truth about God. Job chapter 42, verse 7. After the Lord had said these things to Job, he said to Eliphaz the Temanite, I am angry with you and your two friends, because you have not spoken the truth about me, as my servant Job has. God's anger stemmed from their failure to convey his character faithfully in their attempts to explain Job's predicament. They didn't speak the truth about God, while Job, despite his suffering, expressed a more accurate understanding. Question 15. What did God instruct Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar to do? A. Apologize to Job. B. Ignore Job's pleas. C. Offer burnt offerings for themselves. D. Abandon Job in his suffering. You get 10 seconds.
Christopher, I'm not sharing my anniversary with you. You just done it. You just went and done it. Gator Girl with a C. Party Bonza with a D. Christopher with a C. Darlene with a C. Tracy with a C. And Priscilla come in hot with a C.
Still 20 with a C, Susan with a C, and I'm taking C.
No, Christopher, you already done it. There ain't no buts to it. You already butted yourself out of my anniversary day. You already done it with the broccoli. C.
That's C. Offer burnt offerings for themselves. Job chapter 42, verse 8. So now take 7 bulls and 7 rams and go to my servant Job and sacrifice a burnt offering for yourselves. God instructed Eliphaz, Bildad, and Zophar to offer burnt offerings for themselves and seek Job's intercession. This act was a part of their reconciliation process and a demonstration of God's mercy. Question 16. What did God say Job was to do for Eliphaz and his friends?
Then I'll get off.
A. Pray for them.
Since it started.
B. Instruct them in the way. C. Offer a sacrifice for them. D. Put ashes on their foreheads. You get 10 seconds.
It is good for you and for others, but it isn't good for me. It's unhealthy for me. It makes me sick. Get a girl with an A. Christopher with an A. Priscilla coming in hot with an A. Tracy with an A. And Darlene with an A.
Still 20 with an A, Susan with an A. I picked A as well.
Alrighty. And the last answer for tonight is
That's A. Pray for them. Job chapter 42, verse 8. My servant Job will pray for you, and I will accept his prayer and not deal with you according to your folly. You have not spoken the truth about me, as my servant Job has. God directed Job to intercede through prayer on behalf of Eliphaz and his friends, highlighting the transformative power of Job's righteous prayer in the process of reconciliation and divine mercy. Question.
Ooh.
All right. Okay, well, I'm going to get off here so you can say goodnight.
Okay. Love you. Thank you.
Love you too. Yep. Good night.
Good night. Alrighty. Family. Okay, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for being here. And I love each and every one of y'all. And remember, if God places someone on your heart or your mind, stop and pray. You never know what they're going through, but God does. And He placed them there for a reason. And I love each and every one of y'all. And then tomorrow night, we'll see if you can tell if y'all seen me on this video, because I'm going to take it down after it plays. Love y'all. Good night. See y'all tomorrow night.
Every step I take, every stride I make, I look around, sometimes I feel alone. Think about this life I live, only so much time to give. I'm on the run into the unknown. The line I'm walking just straight, one outside I say it ain't fun. I'm not here to impress anyone. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Head down since I left town, sorry for the letdown. Don't know the next time that I'll be around. When I ask myself why I do what I do, there's a couple reasons, yeah, I can count a few. To all the ones that are proud of me, to all the ones that doubted me, thanks for watching my dreams become reality. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. Chasing dreams ain't always what it seems. We only get one life, sometimes it's hard to see. Making a difference might be my deliverance. When it comes to freedom, yeah, that's where I find it. The hard path in life can be a lonely one. Not too many walk this road I'm on. This road I'm on. This road I'm on.